Okay, I see a green light, so I'm assuming this thing is working now and we can get started. Before I go on, I want to reiterate that in this seminar, I will be showing you how to ace your financial analyst interview. Now, the reason I'm explicitly putting that out there is because of a terrifying experience I had last week. You see, last week I was invited to speak at a conference in Seattle, and me not being familiar with the area ended up in a large auditorium filled with about 300 people. What I failed to realize until 30 minutes after getting myself a few appetizers was that I'd mistakenly ended up in the wrong conference room. Instead of being in a conference room related to financial analysis and best practices related to effective planning, I was at the annual celebration of an organization related to recovering alcoholics. That's right, I ended up in the wrong auditorium, sat there for 30 minutes until the host finally stated the agenda, and right there on the big PowerPoint was the name of an organization related to helping alcoholics get back on their feet. I was terrified at first, but couldn't help but chuckle as I made my way out the door. I was wondering why the bar there was not serving any alcohol, and a participant at the bar had given me a funny look when I tried to order a drink. Nevertheless, when I flew back home after attending and speaking at the right conference, I told my wife what had happened, and she couldn't stop laughing. She said only I would end up in a situation like that. I disagree. I honestly believe that if the host who had kicked off the event had started with actually saying the name of the organization they were representing instead of making jokes and talking about the parking situation outside, I would have gotten out much quicker. In any event, my experience there has prompted me to give you a disclaimer, and that is, if you are looking to succeed at your upcoming financial analyst interview, then you are in the right place. Right now, I believe we have about 37 to 40 of you in this seminar. I have everyone on mute right now so that we don't get distracted. But if you have any questions, simply press the message button. And remember, there is no such thing as a silly question. However, I do ask that you keep your questions to the end as we have a lot to cover today. In this seminar, I'm going to go over the financial analyst interview, what to expect, the core characteristics the interviewer is looking for, and tips to ace your financial analyst interview. I will also be going over some important financial analyst interview questions, discussions, and sample answers that you can start practicing from. I will be diving into details as I am not a fan of holding anything back. I understand you want this job. People around you are counting on it as well, and you need all the help you can get. So grab a pen, paper, and some good lighting because you will be taking notes. While you do that, let me start by giving you my story and a couple of things we're going to cover today. As you already know, my name is Peter Dunkart, and I graduated with a business degree and majored in finance in what seems to be a very, very long time ago. I always knew I wanted to do something in finance. You know, the dreams of wearing expensive suits, driving fast cars, having a slick haircut, and of course, being obscenely wealthy. Yeah, those Wall Street movies got to me too. Many years later, during my second year at university, I landed an investment banking internship at Morgan Stanley. I thought I landed my dream job. However, after working in the role, I realized that I wanted to do financial analysis on a deeper level. I wasn't satisfied with mergers and acquisitions and wanted to do something more meaningful. Although the money was excellent, the lifestyle wasn't my cup of tea. This is when I came across the financial analyst role, and I knew this was something that I wanted to do and could see myself making a difference. Therefore, right after university, I set out to obtain a financial analyst position. There was only one problem. I couldn't get the job. I applied everywhere and would get interviews, but never the job. As you know, I was rejected from 11 financial analyst positions before finally realizing what exactly the financial analyst interviewer was looking for. I compiled a complete list of the interview questions, core characteristics, terminologies, and basically everything I needed to ensure that I aced the financial analyst interview. In the end, this system worked, and I was offered not one, but 5 financial analyst positions.